Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I am Sanya. Today I'm going to talk about certain communication mistakes which need to be avoided at all terms so that you can ensure that you make a great impact on people around you. A quick disclaimer before I start anything is that what I'm going to talk about in this video is solely related to real-time one-on-one conversations and not at all related to texting, telephonic calls or even video conferencing. Plus, not doing these mistakes will not be giving you any brownie points, but of course, it's gonna make sure that you don't leave a negative impact on your peers or just in general people around you. So without any further ado, let's get started.
Can I ask you a question? I'm looking for the embankment.
Embankment, yeah. So you want to go down there?
Yeah?
And straight down.
Yeah?
You should go towards Charing Cross.
Yes?
Yeah.
Where's Charing Cross?
Just
down
on
there?
the left. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just turn left.
Let's turn left. Okay.
Number one mistake is invasion of personal space. The whole concept of personal space is not very well known to everyone. So here's a quick explanation to it. We all have a little bubble around us, a bubble of our space, in which not anyone and everyone is welcomed except for our family, friends, and our loved ones in general. Just like a stranger is not very welcomed in your house, the same way a stranger is not welcomed to invade your personal space. So therefore, standing or sitting too close to someone or unnecessary touching in a conversation makes most of the people feel very uncomfortable and uneasy. When someone's personal space gets invaded, they are very startled. They start showcasing a very closed body language, maybe a frown on their face, folded arms, not maintaining eye contact, taking a big step back from you, or might be just running away from the place and leaving the conversation in the middle. Just because nobody likes someone just in their face invading their personal space, and of course you wouldn't want somebody to avoid you in that manner. So if you don't want somebody to avoid you, make sure that you do not invade someone's personal space. And for that, a safe distance that is to be maintained is about 3 to 4 feet. And of course, this concept of personal space depends upon the relationship that you share with the person whom you're talking to, and of course the culture, because in different cultures people greet each other in very different manners. Second up is using your cell phone. Yes, everybody is just obsessed with their cell phones these days and we are on them continuously. But that doesn't mean that you can check your cell phone while you are in a conversation, while someone is talking to you. This has become a habit because we think that it's socially acceptable just because we see a ton of people around us doing the same. But actually, it's a very rude gesture towards somebody that you're talking to. It shows disregard for the person and what they are saying, and most importantly, it shows that you're least interested in what they are saying, and you don't want to leave that kind of impression on your friend or maybe on anyone. Just imagine yourself talking to your friend and that friend is just scrolling through the screen of their phone and not even looking at you. The one thing you would want badly from them is just that they could at least look at you while you're talking. So it's basic human nature that we automatically tend to like someone if they pay attention to us and listen to us. So do make sure that you don't use your phone when somebody is talking to you or when you are talking to somebody.
Excuse me, I will bring back jobs.
I think a lot about what worked and how we can make it work again.
Well, he approved
3 million
NAFTA.
new jobs,
He approved
a balanced
NAFTA,
budget,
which is the single
and
worst trade deal
incomes.
ever approved.
Next up is interrupting the speaker. Yes, not only it is absolutely annoying, but it also shows your impatience and lack of self-control. No matter who is interrupting, it's not an enjoyable way to conversate. And of course, when you are interrupting someone, you are saying to them that what you have to say is much more important than what they are sharing. It's basically a disregard to the person and to what they are saying. when somebody keeps on constantly interrupting you, it rather feels like you are at a war than just talking to somebody. Important thing to be noted is that by interruptions, I do not mean the affirmative phrases that we use while talking, like I understand, I completely get you, which actually indicates that you are listening and are engaged in a conversation. But what I'm talking about is those things that you do not agree upon with the speaker and want to speak against of it. Or even worse, when you have something going in your mind that is completely off the topic which is being discussed at the moment. So definitely it's a big no-no to interrupt someone. Let them finish what they have to say. Let everybody have a fair chance to talk. And then even if you want to change the topic, it can be done very smoothly and effortlessly once they're done with what they have to say. And after all, you don't want somebody to be annoyed by you. Next up is when we listen to reply and not to understand. Instead of paying attention to what the person is speaking, what we really do is we are lost in our mind thinking of our own response. Well, it's great to have a thought out reply, but when you're doing this while somebody is talking to you, you're not at all in a meaningful interaction. People follow a ton of different tips and tricks that they come across on internet or are introduced in a coaching center just so that they can make the other person perceive that they are a good listener. So what we're basically doing is we're just pretending to be a good listener while we're actually not. So what is to be done to become a good listener? It is just this one simple thing: listen to understand and not to reply, which can come to you when you are listening with empathy. Empathizing is the only manner that you can step up your communication game with. When you are listening to someone with no other purpose than understanding their perspective, it's automatically going to give them all the signals conveying them that you're a great listener, which will make them want to talk to you and engage with you even more.
This change is going to be a huge step forward for our business.
This change is going to be a disaster for us.
I don't get why Tanya is so resistant to change. She needs to be more adaptable. Tanya, I think you're missing what a great opportunity this is for us.
Last but not the least is being open to others' perception. What do we do when we do not agree with someone? The first thing that happens is a sudden and drastic change of expression on our face. And in a fraction of a second, we are completely disinterested in what the other person is saying. And all we want to do is prove ourselves right, which eventually leads to an argument or even worse, a fight, which is absolutely not the desired outcome of a conversation. This is not just to impress anyone, but it's for our own personal growth. Because the belief that your perception is the objective truth is completely wrong and unethical. One must be absolutely non-judgmental towards others' perceptions and opinions, because their opinions and perceptions are a result of their experiences, their surroundings, and a ton of other factors that we aren't aware of. At the end of the day, the thing that is needed to be kept in mind for once and for always is that perception, whether someone else's or yours, is not the reality. So we should be very open-minded and accepting of others' opinions and perceptions, because that is a source of a lot of learnings for us.